Maria, Hisham, today we will discuss some critical policy processes that are shaping the current European health policy landscape. And let's go to the most important one, I think. Yeah, this is the regulation on health technology assessment. This one particularly is really important here in Bulgaria. So, Maria, could you tell us more about it? What is this regulation? And second question, what challenges does it address? Because that's really it's really important when we speak about regulations.
The new HTA regulation is a regulation based on European level, which is aiming to improve the timely access to innovative medicines and some classes of medical devices from one side, to improve the timely access, and from the other side to improve the efficiency of the resources, the allocation, both from the perspective of the regulatory authorities and the perspective of the pharmaceutical industry, which is preparing these health technology assessments. And last but not least, to improve the efficacy of health technology assessment across the European Union. The main concept of this regulation is based on the creation of coordination group from the HTA regulatory authorities across the European Union and a network of stakeholders, which from my perspective is a concept based of improved communication. The main challenges that all member states face, because we already are approaching 2025, is the timely implementation of and adoption of the local legislations in order to meet the expectations and the goals of the HTA regulation, which for me is the main challenge for Bulgaria, based on what are the expectations from this weekend. So this is, for me, is the main challenge now.
I will be positive and still hope to hear something that is like more opportunity than just challenges. Hisham, I'm curious to hear your perspective, but from industry standpoint.
Thank you, Enea. Definitely from industry standpoint, we fully support the EU HTA. As Maria highlighted nicely, the three objectives related to really better patient access to innovation, the part related to the resource utilization. We know that there is huge waste in the healthcare systems across Europe. And the last part related to strengthen the health technology assessment capabilities. So our belief that it's really a once-in-a-generation opportunity for our EU policymakers to really strengthen a European environment for life sciences and as well for healthcare, which really drive the best interest for our patients, either from health outcome perspective, but also from economical benefit to the society. We have heard one of the previous sessions talking about the value that health science and healthcare can drive to the society and to the economy. We believe that EU HTA will really contribute, and it should contribute, to faster time of the decisions related to access, patient access to healthcare innovation. But the most important point that unless all stakeholders in the healthcare ecosystem, including the industry, work together timely and give it the focus it needs in the coming months, there is a real risk that it could be a hurdle to our patient access to innovation.
Yeah, maybe because it's still, it has been still shaped in an EU level. So maybe, Maria, could you tell us more about the critical points here? Because we will see in the next years what will going on, but what are the critical points here?
The critical points, from my perspective, are related to the timely implementation of the national adoption of the legislation, and because we have very current examples about other regulations that had been delayed because of different obstacles in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, which delayed the full implementation of the clinical trials regulation and the medical devices regulation. We have to learn from these circumstances and to be able to find the gaps in our systems because these are gaps in the whole healthcare systems. When we speak about Bulgaria, from my point of view, the critical points are related to the collection of data, which is very important for this future joint clinical assessment that should be done on European level. Also, finding well-prepared stakeholders which have basic knowledge of health technology assessment, but we have very good examples that these gaps can be overcome, and we have very good examples even from the regulatory authorities. We have the National Council of Pricing and Reimbursement that show that regulatory authorities can be adaptive, can be flexible, can be digitalized, can be open for communication, and can be transparent. From the other side, we have companies that show to us that together with artificial intelligence and digital technologies, we can generate data on local level, which is important for health technology assessment, for decision making, that show that we can generate patient registries. We have the example even with academia, which show that these current examples with the COVID-19 pandemic show that academia also can be flexible in terms of adapting the curriculums of the students, medical and pharmacy students, to prepare them for these changes that are coming. But we still need some improvements in terms of finding the right patients, because they will be a major part of this future health technology assessment. And this is, for me, the biggest achievement in terms of having all people and all stakeholders sitting together.
Yeah, it's important to think more about it. Hisham, do you want to add something on this topic?
Yeah, plus one to what Maria said. I think the key focus right now is the capacity. So there is full understanding from the different institutes, as Maria highlighted. There is high level of collaboration, but we really ask for this capacity and readiness to be there. We ask definitely for collaboration. I think as industry, we are fully there to support. And we hope in the coming 6 months we can really work on the legislation, so we can really even clean some of the heritage laws we have. For example, in order to approve a medicine in Bulgaria, you work on 1 out of 4 HTA. You work on 5 out of 17 countries in terms of price referencing. There is a real opportunity now to streamline all of that and then to be ready in January in order to really achieve the objective of the EU HTA.
Can I quote you here? Once in a generation opportunity. That's your words. And for me, it's interesting. For example, in other fields like climate change, there are some major policy regulations that are on a global levels and trying to merge with innovations in order to create more sustainable solutions. Are there lessons that healthcare can learn from them and in the end be more innovative? Because there are a lot of entrepreneurs in this room, and I'm sure they love this word.
Yeah, I think it's very important that the same way we tackle the challenges for the future of our world, because we need sustainable and we need innovative approaches to tackle the future of the world, like the climate change example you shared. I think for the future of healthcare, it needs exactly really sustainable and innovative ways to tackle the future. And I think the idea that we would like to have our healthcare system to be more sustainable in a way that is really taking care of the sick people, but at the same time provide citizens and people in general with more healthier and longer life. And from our perspective, there are 2 important lessons here. The first lesson, that we need really to talk about the future. we need to talk about the future of health and the future of healthcare. How we would like our healthcare system to work in the future. How we would like our patient, what experience we want our patient to have in the future when we think about 2030, 2040, 2050. And then the important question would be, where at the starting point today? What we can do today to make this vision a reality? And the second point, and I think Maria very nicely highlighted on that in her previous answer, is the idea of the collaboration, the idea of the open dialogue. For many of our healthcare challenges, we need really a very high level of partnership and collaboration. Maria mentioned really academia, the government, the innovators, the startups. You need all the stakeholders related to the healthcare to really work together. This is one thing that we are trying to do also as Roche, having always this angle of triple win. So really providing value for the patient, providing value for the society and the system, and providing value for Roche.
Much appreciated. We're becoming more and more positive. Thank you for that. And last question. This question is regarding Bulgaria, because I think it's the most important thing for these people here is to know how will this regulation and legislation impact the development of Bulgarian healthcare system. Who wants to start? Maria?
Okay, from my perspective, I think that the most important impact on the healthcare system is the collaboration and the communication. At least I hope that the whole concept of the HTAR regulation, which is based on communication between all stakeholders, would be also translated on national level. And I personally expect to see improvement in the communication and the collaboration between, as Hisham mentioned, regulatory authorities, policymakers, healthcare professionals, academia, industry, digital companies, which are more and more active and showing that we really need these digital improvements in the healthcare. The general expectation from our healthcare system, of course, is really to improve the timely access, time strengthening on the word timely access on innovative technologies.
Some positive words from your Hisham?
Yeah, from my side, and if I use the optimistic side of my brain, so I think all of us know where we want to have the healthcare in Bulgaria and generally in Europe. So we want to have a world-class service for our patients and very positive experience. And I believe we can claim that we have what it takes. We have the right talents in Bulgaria and in Europe. We have the scientific heritage, and we have a thriving business community. If I want to answer your question in one sentence, so I really envision good healthcare in Bulgaria and in Europe as an expectation, not an aspiration from those citizens. I envision really a future where Bulgaria and Europe can be magnet for innovation, magnet for innovators, can reward the innovation and encourage innovation, can have really policies like the EU HTA we are speaking about today, policies in Europe and Bulgaria that is created and implemented to give inspiration for the rest of the world. People in the US, people in China and other parts to look into that and say that is really the future of healthcare that we are looking for. And above all, to be able together to save thousands of lives and to help people to live really longer and healthier lives so they can spend time with the people they love and care about, and they can contribute to the society as well.
Couldn't agree more. And that's the perfect final for our discussion. So stay tuned and looking forward to see more innovations. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.